back. So this is problem 9, maximum and minimum values. The function now is ft equals 3 minus absolute value t minus 3 on this particular interval. Now this is an important kind of problem because it is absolute value t minus 3. Notice once you have absolute value, you are no longer differentiable. So taking derivatives is most of the times not possible. All right. So here, when you see some absolute value problem and you cannot take derivative, then the next best option is to graph it. All right. And this is easy to graph. So how do you graph this? Absolute value t. Start with the basic absolute value t, that is a V-shaped graph. Next, shift it by 3 units, that is t minus 3. Because it's minus 3, you're shifting it right. So take this, shift it right 3 units, and there you are. All right. So this is absolute value t minus 3. Next, negative of all of this. So a negative outside means this will be flipped upside down. All right. So the same graph got flipped upside down. So that is negative t minus 3. And then lastly, 3 is being added. Okay. So notice this 3 is written on the left. If it were written on the right, it would have been negative absolute value t minus 3 and then adding 3. You understand? This is the same expression as this. In other words, you need to take this and lift it up 3 units. Take that, lift it up 3 units. So that's your graph. But notice you want this on the interval negative 1 to 5. On the interval negative 1 to 5. Okay. So negative 1 is here and 5 is here. So the rest of it has to be scratched off. So you're looking at negative 1. So you're starting from here, going up, and here. You stop here. Do you see why you stop here? Because that corresponds to t equals 5. So your actual graph is here, going up, and stop until here. All right. Now looking at this graph, the absolute maximum occurs at t equals. So obviously, if I start from here, go up, go up, go up, this is the maximum. And that happens when t is 3. All right. And the absolute minimum. Now look, I start at height negative 1, and go up all the way to height 3 and go down all the way until height positive 1. All right. Because I need to stop here. That's 5. So what is the minimum height? Minimum height is negative 1. And that happens when t is also negative 1. Okay. Oops, I got kicked out. All right, correct. This is okay. So until the next problem.